Jenny. Thank you so much for your questions about your son's transition into kindergarten. It's very exciting. I'll try to answer these questions as best I can with the knowledge that I have from the resources that are available to me and the education that I've received. So, first, you asked how you would know if your son is ready to go to kindergarten. And really, what matters is his age. The Ontario government takes children for the kindergarten program at 4 and 5 years old. So as long as he's that age, you say he's 3 right now, then he'll be ready to go. And developmentally, I just want you to remember that, or keep in mind, that development is on a spectrum. And every child is going to develop at a different pace in their own unique way. And I just think that's a good thing to keep in mind when thinking about if he's ready in that way. We do a developmental preschool screen with the children. As you know, we've done it with him in the past. And I can definitely sit down and go over that with you to see where he is at with his skills and his development, and so you can get a little bit of insight on that. So the next thing that you were wondering about is, what math skills does he need? So as you know, in preschool, the children are constantly being provided with activities to develop all different kinds of skills. Math skills as well. Some of those being classifying, counting, seriating, determining and comparing quantities, a lot of different things. And we use a document called the ELECT document to kind of guide us on and give us an idea of where children developmentally will be typically at different ages. I can definitely provide that resource for you so you can reference that yourself and see what he's been working on up until now. When he goes into kindergarten, they'll be building on the skills that he's been developing all this time, ever since the infant room, toddler room, and now preschool. And we can talk more about ways that we can support him in the development of those skills and how you can do so at home as well. That kind of goes along as well with your question about what should he be reading or writing. Again, by the end of preschool, we know that typically children begin to write letters and some words. They love to write their name. We see that a lot. And they can recognize their name, say if it's on a label or on their cubby, and familiar words. Sometimes if we're out on a walk, they may point out a stop sign or the symbols and pictures that they see in books as they go through. And that's their stage of reading at that point. We can encourage the development of these skills as well through everyday activities, and we can talk about that more as well. But first, I think it's really important to talk about the importance of learning through play. I know you were wondering about how he will learn that way as the curriculum continues to be based in play in the kindergarten program. When we allow children to learn through play, we can observe their unique and genuine interests. They can really inquire about what they're curious about. They're like little scientists. And they'll be given activities, just like they have been here in childcare, that are intentional and engaging and challenging, and activities to support the development of the skills that as they inquire through the world. That's how we learn, and we can really see, like I said, those genuine interests as they navigate the classroom themselves through play. A teacher and an EC work together to provide these activities that promote creative thinking and exploration. You asked about if I could give you a reading and writing or math activity for at home. There are a lot of resources online, and right now we know that it's a different time, and online resources are so important and helpful. So I can definitely give you a lot of different websites and programs that are available to support you with this. Some examples that I can give you, though, are things that you can do every day at home, when you're out on walks, at the store. So when it comes to reading, they can read things as simple as stop signs and posters, and they can be attempting to recreate letters around them. You could have a menu from your local diner in your play kitchen that has, you know, food and drinks and things on it, and they can try to be creating that themselves. You can involve it in that kind of dramatic play. You can have conversations and provide them with open-ended questions about stories that you're reading together. They can use pictures and symbols to communicate. So they could always write a story, say, with pictures instead of words. And that's still helping them make the connection between the story and the language. As well as math. I know with my son we do a lot of baking. And that is great for making comparisons like bigger and smaller, more or less. Talking about things like numbers, counting, measurements. How many cups do we need? 1, 2, 3 cups. So it doesn't have to be difficult, planned out activities specifically, but if you can find those moments in your daily activities to try to engage in things like this, that can really help the development of those skills. It has really helped my son. And something I think is important too is your question about how do I explain the change? How do you talk with your son about this big new adventure that he's going on into kindergarten? It's very, very exciting. It's a different atmosphere, but at the same time, it will be sort of the same experiences with his peers and his play-based learning. So what I would say is just have open communication with him. Allow him to ask questions. Talk to him about what kindergarten will be like. Inform yourself. And we're already talking about it here, so you're already doing that. Thank you for asking these questions. And the more excited and enthusiastic you are about the whole experience could really motivate him to be excited as well. Like I said, especially during this time right now, during the summer, it's going to be a little bit harder. I know that we can't be socializing like we have, but your mood about the whole situation can make all the difference. You can consider some online sources and programming like I've mentioned, and maybe talk with people on FaceTime if you want to do that, because socialization is very important and beneficial for children. But if you're not able to do it safely right now, then maybe you could figure out a way to do it online and talk about it with people as well. And lastly, you were asking about if the kindergarten teacher will communicate with you, as I am now. I definitely appreciate this question, and I want you to know that it is one of our top priorities, RECs and teachers as well, to make sure the parent or caregiver knows how valued you are by us and how valuable we know that your experience and insight into your children's lives and interests are towards their learning. We know that parents know their kids best, so please keep doing exactly what you're doing, asking questions, being curious. You want the best for your child, it's very clear. So if you're open with the teachers, they definitely will want to be completely open with you as well. And like I said, your insight is so helpful to getting knowledge about what the children are like at home and their skills and interests. And you can talk with this teacher about how you can work together to really support your child in the most ideal way. So thank you so much for asking me these questions. I'm really glad that we could talk about this, and please don't hesitate if you have any more questions going forward about this during this time. It's a big change, but like I said, we appreciate you and we can't wait to see what your son does. Thank you.